Hey everyone, welcome to Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
And I'm Robbie. And I am Chip.
And it's been a while, but we're glad to be back. And today,
back, everyone.
We're talking about the two premiere episodes of season 2 of The Bad Batch, because it's really the only thing that's on that we're willing to talk about. We're not really excited to talk about it, but we're willing to talk about it. I think most people here struggle to get through season 1. And
I don't think most of the people got through season 1. He says, as the only person who watched every episode of season 1.
Yeah, I think I got stuck in the Twilight episode.
I don't blame you.
I call it the Twilight Zone, because if you get through that 2 episodes, then you can finish the season. But they were pretty slow. I just didn't care. But yeah, these first 2 episodes. I think if you weren't a fan of season 1, these probably aren't going to change your mind.
The last episodes were pretty good.
Yeah, the episodes that actually move forward the plot. I mean, it was basically just like the first 2 episodes of the first season. Like, it's on Camino, and the Empire is starting to transition from the Republic to the Empire, and they're transitioning from clones to stormtroopers. So that stuff is interesting. But the mission, the episodes where it's just a mission, and they're just going to some random place, and
it's like you're watching a video game.
The annoying frog lady whose voice
to talk about in 2023.
Yeah, but at least no riots.
Well, hey, before we get into it, can I just extend to all the listeners out there, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year's, and a Happy Life Day.
Happy Hanukkah and Kwanzaa.
Yes, and all the other ones out there, and and a special celebration to anyone putting background noise in my podcast. Welcome back. It's 2023. New me, same old background noise.
It's I think we're at 2 years with this podcast. We started on Inauguration Day 2021.
Shout out the Wrapped. Spotify, thank you so much for that amazing review. Mm-hmm. Over 2,200 minutes of content created last year, and that's more than 89% of other creators. And then a special shout out to myself and my other podcast, The Roots Report. It actually hit top 10% shared globally, worldwide. So that's pretty cool. That's my financial podcast, The Roots Report. But you know what? Stocks are lame, and Star Wars is awesome. So, men in our 30s, let's unite and let's talk about these bad.
Let's unite in our hate for new Star Wars stuff.
Actually, you know what? Force, that's a great point, because Bad Batch is so forgettable. Like, we're gonna talk about it, but like, I'm gonna try to make this entertaining by talking about other things related to it.
Where were you when we were?
Brief overview. Andor. OMG, fucking amazing.
Great show.
The worst timing.
Haven't seen it yet.
Ever.
Don't spoil it.
We won't spoil anything. I'll just tell you, it's the best thing Star Wars has ever put out. After Disney put out maybe a year worth of garbage, to the point where
it's wild.
It took me weeks after Andor was finished to finally to finish watching it, and then I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. Andy Serkis deserves his own trilogy. Like, I don't care if it's him learning how to swim. I want 3 movies of Andy Serkis learning how to swim off that damn platform. Andor, good job. I like it.
Just him in water weights, waddling in a pool. Yeah, that's what I want to see. That was Andor was great, but I think we got to talk about Bad Batch, unfortunately. Although, I think
not unfortunately, I didn't mind it. I thought it was
it's
not bad, which
it's bearable
at this point is good in the Star Wars universe, right? Watchable. Yeah, it was good.
I would say it was a mediocre premiere, but mediocre for the Bad Batch is definitely better than some other shows we watched.
Well, do you remember
that platform?
Do you remember the first episode of Bad Batch, season 1?
Oh yeah,
the
first 2 episodes
badass.
were great. Yeah, they were great.
Goodness,
those last few episodes were really good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the last arc was fantastic. So,
I'll go ahead, Major.
No, I'm not sleeping on Bad Batch season 2. Right? Like, this was a lackluster beginning, but maybe maybe that's okay, right? Like,
it feels like it's leading into
does it feel
something.
like it's leading into something? Yep. Yes, Robbie. Yes, exactly. Thank you very much. Yes, exactly. Does this not feel like the connected universe? Is this not? Are we not 17 again in the first phase of Marvel? Except instead of creating the Avengers, we're creating the Rebel Alliance. Like, are all these shows going to culminate together?
Who knows? But I will say that I think what they should have done season 1, they should have ended the season right when Kamino sinks into the ocean. And the premiere episode of season 2 should have been what the last episode of season 1 was, where they're trying to get back to the surface.
Yeah.
That would have been more interesting.
Yo, get this guy at the editor's table.
That shot Crosshair did with the grapple hook.
Oh, I forgot. I know that like Crosshair
basically
they were flirting with the idea. They were flirting with the idea of him joining the team, but he's like, no, I'm truly evil because my chip's been. Yeah. So strangely though,
he saved her life. He just kind of goes back to pouting.
He definitely is the better villain of the series because Rampart's just sort of like a general sort of imperial bureaucrat. And he's kind of dull.
He's basically programmed to follow the Empire, but if it's like an emergency, he'll save.
Well, no, remember his chip was removed, so that's
just him. That's why he's willing to like save him if he in a bad case.
Yeah,
but he still won't admit it. Yeah, notice he never really like tried to notice it. He just kind of glanced over at him.
Yeah. So, do you think that Crosshair's going to rejoin the team by the end of this season, or do you think maybe he's going to like kill Rampart and like take over his place or something? I have a feeling that Rampart and Crosshair are going to like come into conflict with one another. Because I think at the end of the second episode, Rampart was like delete all records of Clone Force 99, and the other clone captain was like, I won't do that. And then he shot him in the back.
I won't.
That's sketch, dude.
Since he's one of the clones and they're better trained, he's like, I can't file.
He's programmed, and I'm wondering if like Crosshair is going to kill Rampart for breaking Empire protocol, because it seems Rampart's just trying to cover his own ass. Right. He doesn't really care about the Empire.
Time out. Quick question about clones. Are they like castrati, or have there?
Yeah, I've always wondered that.
Because
they're just grown without reproductive organs.
No, we've
like
seen
the Unsullied from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, no, definitely not Unsullied. We've seen in the Clone Wars one of the clones went AWOL and had a family and a little boy. So I would say they are not Unsullied. Yeah, I think I read that chapter today in Storm of Swords, and it's like they don't cut off just the the sack. They spoilers.
The tube too.
Yeah, the tube too. Oh
yeah.
Poor
so and they're given a puppy when they're a kid, and they have to strangle it a year later.
So at least they picked that up from the Kingsman.
I don't know. Kingsman came out like what, 10 years after that?
Yeah, no, I was definitely being sarcastic there. Yeah, no, it's definitely not the other way.
But like me watching Kingsman, not having seen Game of Thrones at that point or that far in the series, I was like, oh, that's brilliant, Kingsman. And then I was like, they ripped that off.
Oh, that sounds like me watching Dune after watching Star Wars. You're like, oh, Dune's ripping everything off, and you go look at the timeline, and it's like, no, everything borrowed from Dune. That's right. I said borrowed one before I said ripped off. All right, Delanuva, you got part 2 to change my mind on your series.
Yeah, and George Lucas is like, well, we won't have a sandworm, but we'll have a sand vagina with teeth in the desert.
And one
totally different.
And one in space, a meteor.
And spice will just be vague good. It won't be like have psychotropic effects.
I mean,
yeah, they never really explain spice, do they?
They do in the books.
The Star Wars books? I'm guessing
the Dune books.
Well, they explain the movies too with spices. It's like a psychotropic drug that like does everything. It's basically like vibranium. Yeah. It just does everything. It's just a giant plot device.
I knew it had to have been some kind of drug.
Travel the universe. Spice.
Yeah, it's fuel. It's like a drug. It's like I don't know, just like worth more than diamonds. It's vibranium. It's a plot device. So
vibranium.
Yeah, so
or unobtainium if you want to
basically keep
it relevant with
don't remind me of Avatar existence. I will say apparently that movie's being controversial.
I enjoyed Avatar.
Well, it's apparently it's garnering controversy because the light blue, I guess the turquoise Na'vi are based off the Polynesian people, and I don't know, the people are upset because they're based off Polynesian people, but Polynesian people weren't consulted or something. I don't know, but I think one of the actors playing one of the other Na'vi tribe is of Polynesian or Maori descent. So I don't really know. I think it's just crazy. Like
whatever happened to acting? I just saw Bullet Train, which I do want to rant and over at the end.
And they're upset about that too because it didn't have enough Japanese actors in it.
But yeah, like Bill Hader plays like I'm 99.99% positive it's Bill Hader, right? Plays like the Russian, like the White Death guy. Hey,
no, that's not Bill Hader. That's Michael Shannon.
Is that Michael Shannon? It looked like Bill Hader with really good makeup. No, is that Michael Shannon? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, darn, I really was hoping it was
he's not Russian.
Michael Hader.
It's funny, like they're not mad about like a non-Russian playing a Russian, but they're furious that they have Caucasian actors in a movie that takes place in Japan. It's just it's so schizophrenic.
Bullet Trains.
Yeah, I actually saw that I think a few weeks ago or last week, and it was actually. I mean, it was an okay movie. It wasn't anything amazing, but I was like, it's a fun little movie just to turn your brain off.
It needed a tighter edit, right? Maybe we'll send you in there into the edit room and you can get that movie down to like an hour 45, an hour 30.
It was a little over long.
It was a little long. I remember watching with my wife and it was like an hour 20 in and she was like positive how much is left. And I was like, it's got to be like 20 more minutes. Like we've got to be coming up to the last stop. And it was like 49 more minutes. And we were like, what the fuck? But
yeah, action movies really should not be over 2 hours. Yeah. I thought Brad Pitt, I mean, I've always didn't think he was like an amazing actor, but I thought he was fun in this to watch. So
it was.
I mean, I love Fight Club and I love Seven, but I like those movies more because of David Fincher's direction and the storytelling, and not so much because of Brad Pitt's acting. But
right,
yeah, it was a fun movie. I think it was by the same guy who directed Deadpool 2.
Keep them coming, dude. New cast, new cameos, new countries. Like, just keep them coming, dude. Like, I hope this is like becomes like a franchise, like the Fast and Furious franchise. Like, let's go.
Are there any other trains that are as fast as bullet trains in the world?
You know, actually, that's really funny you said that, because while I was watching this and I was formulating this bit, I was thinking to myself, I was like, fuck, damn it, dude. Like, damn this United States infrastructure. Like, we don't have a lot of like bullet trains to spawn like spin-offs, right? Like, we need better infrastructure. But I'm sure
we don't even
in Europe.
We don't even have like a pipeline going from east to west, because like the west has no water and the east has too much water.
Too much water, yeah.
And we can get an oil pipe across, no problem. We just can't get a water pipe across. Yeah, that's like, you need the politicians to get involved with that and get through like a whole swath of red tape. But anyway, shows you how much we enjoy Bad Batch.
Red tape and red state. Blue states too. That wasn't political. That was just wordplay. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Tweeted us at Zeitgeist the Zealots.
Apolitical Zeitgeist Zealot.
Is that?
We have no political preference.
We believe in nothing.
I believe in philosophy.
Only the speaks speaking absolutes, and only Zeitgeist Zealots watches the worst TV shows and brings it to you every single week. That's right. We'll be back, guys.
Let's just all like take a moment and just be grateful we're not watching She-Hulk anymore.
Yeah, I never watched it to begin with. I'm so grateful.
I didn't watch any of it.
And then I mean, let's be grateful that like at least She-Hulk, like anything after watching She-Hulk is good, is entertaining.
That was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like, not even like just get rid of all the sexism, just like the writing.
Yeah.
And like, what does this mean for the universe? Like, She-Hulk came out, like there's an AI named Kevin, Kevin. Like, so wait, are these superheroes not in their own fucking universe? Like, did they just ruin the goddamn MCU for the season finale of a season television show? Like, what the fuck just happened to that show?
I don't even want to think about it. It makes my brain hurt.
She broke through Disney Plus. She went through the hub, which is cool, right? Like I wanted her to run through the set to try to get to like a bad guy to save a person in time, right? But of course that would involve action instead of, courtroom where action was thrusted upon her. Anyway, sorry, this is not She-Hulk ruining the MCU. This is Bad Batch, maintaining the status quo of mediocrity.
Exactly.
Yay!
The Star Wars
it's not Andor, but it's it's something. It's content which Disney Plus desperately needs. I think I've also heard that they're dialing back on the TV shows Disney Plus because now that what was the guy's name? Chapek is gone.
Bob Paycheck, not Bob.
Yeah, and he was really pushing all the Disney Plus content.
There's some rumors. There are some rumors for us. I believe when they're talking about rumors amongst Wall Street with shareholder disappointment with Bob Paycheck not producing Star Wars movies on a regular basis. Yeah. Right? That he was focused on Star Wars TV shows that weren't doing very well. So that might be actually one of the main reasons he was ousted. Now that Bob Iger's back. Bob Iger's known for deals. He is a deal maker, right? Like if someone was gonna buy the DC property from Warner Brothers, it would be Bob Iger.
I hope not. I do not want DC under Disney. At least Universal, Paramount needs to step up and get DC if Warner Brothers is gonna get bought by but hopefully the antitrust laws.
You want Marvel versus DC? Oh, see, I think Republicans will retake Congress in this mid-election 2022 and then 2024 again, and then I just don't think we're gonna have enough antitrust strength to stop some kind of bullshit monopoly.
I mean, antitrust couldn't stop Disney from buying 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, and then
they should have stopped.
Yeah, and then George Lucas. Yeah, exactly. And then Pixar. Anyway, so watch. So if you want to keep an eye on how Congress is and how the federal government's going to handle this, keep an eye on the Activision and Microsoft deal. Mm-hmm. Right, Microsoft is suing because the federal government is trying to block the acquisition of Activision. Mm-hmm. Right, which is just weird. Anyway, this is a different podcast. It's a weird acquisition to begin with because we're gonna buy you, but then we're also gonna let our competitors, PlayStation, right, have Call of Duty for 10 years. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, is Call of Duty going to be PlayStation exclusive now?
So no, the fears, right? The antitrust fears is that if Microsoft buys Activision, Call of Duty would become a Microsoft exclusive, an Xbox exclusive. But Microsoft trying and their attempts to appease the courts, right, have offered to sign a contract, right, in the stipulation that Call of Duty won't be an exclusive title for the next 10 years. Yeah. Which I think is really gracious, right? If you look at that bullshit Sony does.
When did they do it?
Oh, so if it goes through, right? So
it hasn't even done.
It hasn't gone through yet. Microsoft put the acquisition in and it got accepted, but it's being sued / blocked by the federal government. So it needs to go through the courts, but then once if the federal government loses, or if the federal government loses in court, if Microsoft wins, then they'll acquire it. So probably 2023, 2024, somewhere around there. But it's kind of bullshit, right? Look at all the Sony exclusives, right?
PlayStation won't have Call of Duty.
Xbox has nothing. I can't even think of a single Xbox exclusive except Halo.
Yeah, exactly. Right. God damn, I want to play I want to play not Gears of War. I want to play God of War. I want to play Spider-Man.
Last of Us.
Right? Nah, I don't really care about that. I'm not going to watch the TV show unless we have a podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
I really just want to play God.
The only reason I've never played Last of Us, but I
really
like Chernobyl, and that's the guy who wrote Chernobyl is writing Last of Us. Although the thing is,
that was a really good. Chernobyl was excellent.
But the thing is, Last of Us, as far as I know, is already a very cinematic video game to begin with, and people love that game more for the story than the gameplay. I think. Maybe same thing with Death Stranding, which is also I think exclusive, right? So
you can play it on PC.
Show Master Chief's ass in The Last of Us. I think it'll probably
The Last of Ass.
The Last of Us. Oh, The Ass of Us.
Oh yeah. Any word on Halo Season 2? Is that ever going to happen? I'm guessing.
Yeah. It was confirmed halfway through Halo Season 1, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. I just haven't heard a premiere date, but I imagine that's like one of the few things keeping Paramount Plus afloat. So I mean, I think if hopefully Paramount does well enough to where they'll buy Warner Brothers.
You haven't been watching your CNBC background.
Is that more bipartisan or not bipartisan, but objective? Okay,
Bloomberg is more objective. CNBC tends to lean right wing.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Definitely not left at all. Definitely not left.
I think I've heard The Hill is probably the most objective or nonpartisan news resource. But
I'm thinking about like financial news specifically.
I think in regards to financial news, it's mostly nonpartisan. It's really just in regards to politics. Like I know, like CNN's very far left, and they're like, McCarthy stumbles, or something like that. Like Trump's folly or the fall of, it's very anti-Trump and very anti-Republican.
I mean, ironically, they probably got Trump elected in 2016. Right, from the over media coverage of liberal media sites covering Trump for free for like half a year, convincing a bunch of liberals that this Trump guy might be onto something and getting him to vote for it. Wasn't that the narrative they shot out in 2017?
Perhaps. I know Washington Post is also very left leaning, and they're doing a lot of layoffs because they're alienating half their readership.
Hey, what do you think about? Let's just tangent for a second. What do you think about So Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. There's like blowback for a day and a half, and then nothing, right? But like Elon buys Twitter, and then just like all hell blows up for a whole month and a half.
Wow, Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. That's crazy because Rings of Power was so right wing. Anyway,
that is vomiting and choking on the sarcasm.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, Bad Batch.
Yes.
How much have we done?
It's so mediocre, dude. Like nothing. Like it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Like what do you want to talk about?
It's called the average best. The average.
Speaking of mediocre, what about democracy? We have such a mediocre democracy.
Well, speaking of democracy, it's entirely dead in the world of the Bad Batch because the Empire's taken over. So, but did anyone get like Dead Man's Chest vibes from the opening of the Bad Batch? Because like they're running on a beach and being chased by the natives. It's basically Dead Man's Chest,
I
more or less. That. They're just like running on the beach.
Thinking, like so, Omega, which like still, where did the Australian accent come from? Like there's no Kiwis.
Well, New Zealand.
Yes, I changed it. I corrected myself. Where are the Kiwi accents? No Kiwis on Camino, or unless there are Kiwis on Camino. Kiwis on Camino sounds like an excellent song. I would listen to that song.
Well, it's sort of like they're from Space New Zealand. It's like Space Australia from Jace from Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Omega has a lightsaber bow and arrow, right? Like she's shooting a lightsaber. Yeah, so like.
Well, it's not like I don't think there's like a kyber crystal in the arrow. I think it's just like a standard laser. Crystal?
I couldn't remember. It's just.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah.
I think it'd be like the next just like evolution for lightsabers, just light bows.
Something that basically shoots.
What's his name? I wish Matt was here. Damn it. The guy from Rebels, the kid from Rebels, he built his own blaster and it had a gun in it.
Well, it's like I guess like the lightsabers like just emit energy that's like doesn't drain. So I imagine that could work the same for
Ezra.
An arrow.
Ezra
it just says like arrow. It just says energy that's just they can just keep recycling. So I don't know how I don't want to think about it. So yes, I mean they ripped off Dead Man's Chest. They just we just like a standard action opening and let's just do a beach and they're trying to steal something, some MacGuffin. And what were they even stealing? I don't even know.
Shiny
stuff.
Shiny thing. Okay. Just random MacGuffin bullshit. Okay.
Yeah,
they didn't seem to have a specific thing to get out of there.
It was like the crabs liked it. The crabs wanted it back though. So maybe like add all the crab eggs. And they're trying to just get their children back. That'd be like a very dark and ballsy move for the Bad Batch. Like they're really just trying to get these eggs, these crab eggs from this planet. And they're worth billions of credits. And the crab's like, give us our children back. It's like, get the ship. So, like, there needs more gray areas in the cartoon universe.
Make some armor out of those shells.
Yeah, that's true. Or at least kill one of the crabs and like have dinner for a week. You know. But anyway, so
we saw Kanan Jarrus, Caleb Doom, right? He returned the first episode. Actually,
is that the old guy?
Voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr. He came back for this.
Wait a minute, I thought he was a young guy. I don't know.
It seemed like it was a flashback.
There was a flashback in Bad Batch? I don't remember this. I just remember they go back to the bar, and I think there's like another sassy female they have to contend with, and she was trying to hit on Tech. And I guess they are castrato major because they didn't really seem to be reciprocating. Because she was like, you got nice brown eyes, Tech, and he's like, all clones have brown eyes. That's our genetic makeup. And she was just like, okay, let's go. And then she tried to, I guess, wreck her. She was like, let's put those muscles to work, handsome. I guess is she voiced by Wanda Sykes?
Yeah, it sounded like Wanda Sykes.
It sounded like Wanda Sykes to me. So I was like, okay, I've heard her voice since Curb Your Enthusiasm, because her voice is so recognizable because she's like always yelling at Larry on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
And her comedy bits. I love her stand-up.
I haven't seen a lot of her stand-up, but I just know she was on Curb Your Enthusiasm, and she's like in a bunch of other random shows, but she's like on Comedy Central a bunch, like on just random shows there. Because every show on Comedy Central except for like South Park and Daily Show has been canceled. Like even like Daily Show, like Trevor Noah's gone, and they're just doing a bunch of random hosts for I guess until they find like a permanent replacement. Has South Park released any new episodes? They just doing like exclusive stuff for Paramount Plus. I still haven't watched the second part of that P episode, not the P, but the Streaming Wars episode.
I don't know. It sounds like it's played. Like, who cares anymore? Now they're on Paramount
Comedy
Plus.
Central's basically just become the Seinfeld The Office channel. All they do is just show reruns of The Office and Seinfeld.
Well, that's fantastic, right? Because, I mean, once you get rid of...
Not if I've seen those shows over and over again 30 times, but...
Once Netflix got rid of The Office, like, no one wants to sign up for Peacock Plus, right? But everyone's got Comedy Central on their damn...
Well, Peacock, I think, is free if you watch it with ads.
So, okay. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well, I mean, Office if you do, Office if you don't. Sign up for Peacock, I guess.
But Toby if you do, Toby if you don't.
So,
yeah.
Are there any other types of birds you can sign up for?
Types of birds. Yeah, Phoenix TV.
You sign up for Pluto. It's a bird.
Sorry, I peeped in there.
Pluto's a planet. Yeah, there was like a really weird commercial with Drew Barrymore, and she's like running through the street. And it's like, this is an action scene because we couldn't pay a stuntman to do it, but they could afford me. I don't know. It was a really weird commercial. But I guess Pluto TV is like the same as Tubi, which I stopped watching because they had the Adam West Batman on Tubi and they took it off, I think.
Fun.
So I got to see if
Tubi.
Well, I got to see if like Batman's on Pluto or there's another one called like Beauty. I don't know. Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, Bad Batch. So Wanda Sykes, did she like have any purpose in the episode besides just like being horny for the Bad Batch?
No, not really. Just moving the plot along.
I think that was the only time she showed up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, and what if she just never shows up again? I was like, yeah, that was okay. Bye, random lady. I guess she's gonna have a bigger part later on in the show. But it's kind of like there's already one battle axe in the show with who's the frog lady?
Maybe.
What's the frog lady's name? Rob or Major?
Oh, who's supposed
Fran?
Ribbit Punzel.
That's it.
Ribbit Punzel.
It's like Fran or Blanche. It's like a really blunt name. I forget, but yeah, like we already had like one sassy female character. I guess we needed two.
Yes.
But yeah. Sid, yes.
Oh,
Sid.
it's
I guess
Sid. CID.
Is Sid female?
Is that Sid? Oh, that's
I know she's voiced
Ray
by
Perlman.
Yeah,
Ray Perlman.
That's Danny DeVito's wife.
Really?
Yeah. She was on Cheers too.
Oh, where's Danny DeVito? I would love Danny DeVito in Star Wars.
They should have gotten like a character. They should have gotten Danny DeVito to voice that lady on The Bad Batch and have him hit on The Bad Batch.
Yeah, she was in Cheers, Matilda. Yeah, a bunch of stuff.
Well, he directed Matilda, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, nepotism.
That's the name of my daughter.
I just watched the new Matilda that came out on Netflix.
Sid? No, I'm kidding.
Sid.
You named your daughter Danny DeVito? Wow.
I would name.
I loved him. He's so great.
Well, now he's doing
Matilda.
Jersey Mike commercials for not for some reason, money obviously, but
yeah, obviously money, dude.
For the passion, Robbie.
No, he's paid only in sub sandwiches.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's.
Well, now like
good.
Paul Giamatti.
Rob and I have debated this a lot, and I have conceded. I fought Robbie for years on this, and after years and years of debate, not consecutive years, right?
Jersey Mike's better than Subway.
But yeah, everything's better than Subway. Subway's like the grill at 2:00 you take home in the morning. Right?
And then
like,
there's Firehouse subs for the hot subs.
No, I think I like Jersey Mike's more than Firehouse, but
for the hot subs, bro, you gotta get that cheddar house.
They're already cold by the time I get home, though. You gotta like eat them in the restaurant if you're gonna get a hot sub. Because I like order the hot sub, I show up, pick it up, and I get home, and it's like a regular sub. So that's the point. I know. I haven't been to a Blimpie ever. Anyone ever been to Blimpie?
I'm glad you have self-respect.
Yeah, Blimpie. You wouldn't respect anyone to Blimpie.
I don't think so.
I don't like Subway either. I'm sure Blimpie's better than Subway at least. I can't. What are the other sub franchises? The big ones. I can only think of Jersey Mike's, Subway, and I thought Quiznos went out of business.
I think
they might still be going, but there's not.
I think they definitely lost.
Are they the Kmart? Are they the Kmart of?
I did like.
Well, Subway literally opened way too many restaurants, and they just couldn't maintain them all. And and obviously the Jared fiasco.
I thought they're maintaining pretty well. They definitely have. So they do have more Subways open in North America than McDonald's, which is crazy.
Yeah, way too many to maintain.
Yeah, there's one in every mile or whatever. They've done some rebranding recently. They have what I call the Walmart effect. So Walmart, when Walmart first came on the scene, right? Milk was literally half the price. Like a gallon of milk was half the price as your other grocery store, right? But over time, it was half the price. Everyone switched over to Walmart, right? But over time, they started raising the price up, and now everything's the same damn price. And I feel like that's the exact same way with Subway. They're like, oh, here's a $5 footlong, but now if you go to Subway and try to get yourself a decent sandwich, it's gonna cost you $13, and you're like $5. What the fuck, inflation? Dude, I wish I could invest in this. If this was a stock, I would have doubled my money in years.
The footlongs are
well, there's probably more McDonald's.
Yeah, but the problem is the footlongs. Yeah, well, footlongs go bad, Major. If you had tried to store them for a long time, they would probably either rotted, or if you'd frozen them, freezer burn.
Well, let me ask you this tip:
the cost of storage.
What's better? Would you rather eat something that's going to go bad in 12 hours, or would you rather have a McDonald's Big Mac, which someone found 30 years later, behind their wall, and it was perfectly preserved because of the gross ass shit they put in their food?
Yeah, I've heard about.
I would not eat that.
Right?
I would not eat that.
That's what she said. All right.
I would try and eBay
it. Someone buy it. Some stickers on
man.
All right, so Bad Batch.
Exactly.
Who's the old dude? Who's the old dude they found on the planet? Count Dooku.
Are you talking about Hector Elizondo, voiced by Romero Del?
Who did?
Hector Elizondo.
That was the old guy. He looked like I thought he was Dooku's brother. I guess everyone on that planet's an old man. Everyone looks like Count Dooku on that planet. Even the women and children, the Dukeites, they call them. I don't know. That was funny. It was there were no one else on that planet. That was Count Dooku's home planet, right?
That was the Outer Rim, right? I don't know if it was his home planet, but that's where his home base was. Does that make sense?
I thought he said Count Dooku, he didn't just rob from other planets. He robbed from his home planet, and I guess that was his home planet. That was my understanding.
Maybe. I tell you, this episode was so forgettable. I literally went from watching this episode on the couch to coming up here and I forgot the name of the TV show.
Oh yeah, and like they were like falling in that cargo holder, like in the end of the first episode. In the second episode, suddenly the cargo holder has jet propulsion capabilities. I was like, oh, okay, well that's.
I guess they added it for.
That's anticlimactic
kind of situation.
Yeah, I was just like, that's
to protect all their precious cargo from crashing.
Yeah, but we're allowed to believe that there's no such propulsion system on the cargo holders at the end of the first episode. It's like the second episode is like, oh, that's anticlimactic. I guess they just couldn't. They just wrote themselves in a corner.
It's like they're here. What is Dave?
What they're supposed to do?
The container has jetpack.
Well, what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to open up the container as they're falling and jump out, because movie logic says if you jump out but you land in a tree, you're okay, despite falling 500 miles an hour beforehand.
When you see those, you think the size of like our shipping containers, but you forget the scale of them.
Because you're falling at the speed of the container. So, you're not falling at like normal human speed, which would kill you anyway. You're falling faster because you're in a container.
I mean, there is terminal velocity, but that would kill you on site.
Yeah. I think
on side would feel like 0G for a
there's no truth in this
time.
And speaking of no truth, I need to correct myself. The actor is Hector Elizondo, and he plays the character Romaradel.
Was he in Was he? Yes,
he's in everything. He's amazing. I love Hector Elizondo.
He was I'm trying. Pretty Woman. Was he like the owner of the clothing store?
Sure.
Okay, I just check on IMDb.
Pretty Woman. He was in Pretty Woman. He was in Princess Diaries 2, and
I haven't seen that. He was in an episode of Columbo. He played like a Middle Eastern guy. Wasn't really a PC episode.
Beverly Hills Cop 3. I'm sure that's one of his more finer performances.
I haven't seen a single Beverly Hills Cop movie.
Yeah, I was being facetious. I haven't either. He was in Valentine's Day. I love Valentine's Day. I know it sucks. Shut up, guys. It holds a special place in my heart.
That's sort of like a what do you call it? Love Actually wannabe.
Yeah,
movie.
Bridesmaid. Yeah, it's shit. It's bad. I know. It holds a special place in my heart, though.
Yeah, I think any movie with Taylor Swift is a red flag, because she was in that and Cats. She was in Cats.
He was in Batman: Mystery of the Batwoman that came out.
Oh, you're good. I gotta go.
Okay, Tim. Thanks for hopping on, and go watch Bad Batch.
Go watch Bad Batch.
It's something to watch. It's not. I can't give it 2 thumbs up, but it's something.
I'll give it 2 thumbs meandering in the middle. It's average.
Okay, well, mediocre is better than not made at all, correct?
It's better than She-Hulk.
Non-existent is better
it's like
than
Citizen
that.
Kane. It's Citizen Kane compared to She-Hulk. Think of it that way. I really don't. Yeah, because
shit. Hector Elizondo played Bane in Batman: Mystery of the Batwoman.
Yeah.
Man, I miss Kevin Conroy. All right.
Oh yeah, he passed away.
Yeah. Ooh. Kelly Ripa was in Mystery of the Batwoman.
Just a star-studded cast. We should watch Mystery of the Batwoman and do like a group watch with that.
Yeah, we'll do another thing, and this time I'll send it to you, and we can actually upload it.
Oh yeah. If you just want to email me the recording, I'm probably.
I can't email you the recording. We'll talk about this off air, but it's too big. You have to.
That's what she said.
That's what she said, indeed. Guys, hey, if you want Zeitgeist Zealots to upload a what would you call it? A watch party? What do we?
It's called Zeitgeist Cinema.
Zeitgeist Cinema. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
But
Zenema is a play on the word cinema, not enema. Just want to put it out there. That's something completely different. Hopefully, we'll never have to watch Zeitgeist Zenema.
I watch Zeitgeist Cinemas. No, for our 40 year anniversary, we will do Zeitgeist Cinemas to help promote prostate awareness and prostate health.
Yeah, Zeitgeist solicited prostate exams.
I'll take that pledge. Will you guys take that pledge with me? 2063, 40 years from now. We all need prostate exams. Will you do that with me? Zeitgeist Cinemas?
Yes, on the eve of Trump's 40th
42nd
40th term. Yeah. Let's do it. Probably we're not 40th term. I guess 20th term is we're doing like 40
I
years.
thought yeah.
Because like 40 divided by 4, that's or I guess it's 10th term. Because like 4-year term, 40, so it'd be his 10th or his 11th term. So Trump's 11th term, we'll do a prostate exam. All right. So I think Bad Batch, there was a lot of shooting. It's weird because they had their guns set to stun, and I was like, did Disney or Bob Chapstick mandate that they can't kill anymore on the Bad Batch? But I think Rampart killed.
Seems more effective than regular laser fire.
Right?
Well, I mean,
get that circle going.
But that's just clones they're going to have to kill later, or they're just going to fight later. So they might as well. I mean, they're killing their own. I guess it's weird because they don't
take out all the clones.
It's not like cannibalism, but it's sort of like suicide if they kill clones, right? Because they're killing themselves. And Bad Batch doesn't want to promote suicide. I don't know. I didn't really understand why they had their gun set to stun, because I think later in the episode, Wrecker uses like a bazooka or something. It's like, I'll make a great tank.
Have their lasers stun.
I don't know. I thought they always had them to kill. I mean, they literally have skulls on their helmets, hidden on their helmets. I would think they wouldn't have an issue with killing.
It's still a
TV
it's still a kids TV show.
Yeah, they still have skulls on their helmet. Well, I don't know. They all got new paint jobs, it looks like, but my understanding was, even it was kind of weird, why would they have skulls in their equipment or their helmets? Because they killed robots exclusively.
Outer rim paint jobs. Yeah, that's like how many iPhones have you smashed, and then keeping a tally of that.
outer rim jobs.
Hey, so guys, thanks so fucking much for getting through this. Well, I like to think it's probably more entertaining than the actual Bad Batch episodes themselves. But before we sign off, I wanted to ask you guys for, on behalf of the listeners, maybe there's some other stuff that we're going to cover this year. They can hit that like and subscribe button in case they want to follow any of us on these amazing journeys. Guys, how do you feel? Do you want to cover The Last of Us coming out on January 15th on HBO?
Oh, yeah, I'd be down to watch that. I think also Mandalorian Season 3 is coming out pretty soon, right?
Season 3, March 1st, 2023. We're going to do The Mandalorian. Secret Invasion, that's supposed to be early 2023. We're going to do that for sure.
That'll be a show, yeah.
Okay, all right. That'll be a show. It'll probably be a good show, too, right? I feel like...
Well, they're doing Secret Invasion, but without any of the Avengers, like in the comic series.
Okay, touche. What about Loki Season 2, though? Summer 2023? That's going to bring you back on board, right? Are we going to see Mobius riding a jet ski? For sure. Right? Are we gonna get Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson? Which one? We're going to get one of the Wilsons riding a jet ski?
Hopefully, yeah. I don't know what to expect from Loki Season 1, because I don't know what to expect from Loki Season 2, because Loki Season 1 was like, what the hell's going to happen next?
What the hell? What about Ahsoka? You guys are soaked to cover Ahsoka?
Stoked to cover Ahsoka? When's that coming out? Is that coming out in the fall?
Sometime in 2023.
Oh, yeah. So I guess they're rearranging all the Disney Plus releases.
And we'll cover it. What about Gen V?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think that's going to be like a Fear the Walking Dead situation, just like an underwhelming spinoff that nobody wanted.
It's going to be even better than before. It's going to take everything you love from The Boys, right? And it's going to leave the conscript, the confines of the narrative from The Boys plot, right? It's like if Rick and Morty could do a season of Rick and Morty without the canon, right? So you fucking know Dan Harmon really fucking hates his canon at this point. He just wants to get out of it. He does. I think that's what we're going to do here at Gen V. But you're probably right. It's probably going to be lackluster, and it's probably going to be wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, we'll see. But I don't know, I guess Rings of Power isn't going to come out this year, thankfully.
What about Ironheart? You guys excited for Ironheart with Riri Williams? I guess I'll have to watch Wakanda Forever.
No comment.
No comment. Robbie, what about you? What are you most excited to cover this year? Star Citizen.
Well, before we
I
have played
a lot of Star Citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have a big patch coming up.
Yeah, I mean, in regards to Bad Batch, like it was just a lot of like mindless action and not really much to forward the plot, except at the very end where Rampart was. Strangely, Crosshair wasn't in the premiere episodes, but I'm obviously going to play a role later in the season. So, I mean, he is the most interesting character of the Bad Batch. So it will be cool to see.
That would explain why these episodes were not very interesting.
Yeah. So, I didn't.
Hey, you guys want to cover The Witcher Blood Origin next week, as well as Bad Batch episode 3?
No. It's getting terrible. It's getting terrible reviews.
Oh, is it? Damn.
And season 2 of The Witcher, I couldn't even finish it. I care so much.
Okay. Well, let's try to find something. If you guys want to, you can tweet at us at on Twitter, Zealots, and
well, at least I think next week we'll only have one episode of Bad Batch to cover. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we going to talk about? We're going to like cover.
Well, you said is Last of Us going to be out by then?
January 15th.
That's going to be okay. Well, I think we can talk about Bad Batch next week, and maybe just we can find something else. But
look how much other stuff we talked about this episode.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Last of Us. As someone who hasn't played the game and who loved or really enjoyed Chernobyl, I think that has the potential to be, but.
You're getting your hopes up too fucking much, dude. Is this Pedro Pascal and HBO Max? This is gonna be a snooze fest. I mean, like, let's go, but this is gonna be boring.
And also, I think a lot of people have like post-apocalyptic fatigue because of Walking Dead. There was that show DMZ with Rosario Dawson that nobody watched. It was on HBO Max.
Not
like all the Walking Dead spin-off shows. Where's some other post-apocalyptic stuff? Something came out recently. I guess Dark had post-apocalyptic overtones, but that was like it came out. But I think there's been a bunch of like post-apocalyptic movies and TV shows recently. I think people are just sort of like sick of the genre. And I also like Last of Us is like sort of like a zombie show anyway, right? I mean, it's not like traditional zombies. They're just basically just like a fungus that makes people into zombies. So, but I don't know. It's just weird they're doing this show after 11 years of Walking Dead. And remember, there was that other show on Sci-Fi called Z Nation, Zombie Nation. So like I think like remember like there were all those vampire. There's True Blood. There's Vampire Diaries. There's Twilight. So there was the vampire craze. Then after that, it started winding down with the zombie craze, and now that's sort of winding down, and they're doing this show. So, I guess we'll have to do like a werewolf. Although pretty much werewolves were in all those vampire shows anyway. So we see
Werewolves by Night.
Oh, yep. So I guess there's gonna be like a mummy craze next. So, they just did that show on AMC called Interview with a Vampire, and I heard. I don't think anybody watched that, but now they're doing the Mayfair Witches. They're doing the Anne Rice shared universe on AMC, like just adaptations nobody asked for. But yeah, I'm sure there's stuff out there we can find before next week. But as far as I know, Bad Batch will just be a short episode next week. But yeah, it's fun. Glad this is the first episode of the new year, and hopefully we'll have many more this year, and hopefully.
No, absolutely.
I mean, I think last year all we really liked was Stranger Things, The Boys, right? I think we hated everything else, didn't we? Oh, Andor. We liked Andor. So I think Andor, The Boys, and Stranger Things were really the only things we enjoyed last year. And I think
that might have been the only things you enjoyed last year. Rob and I liked Halo for at least half of it.
Yeah.
Well, I think didn't Halo come out at the same time as like Hawkeye or something? And like by comparison,
well, can we talk about Hawkeye for a second?
Hawkeye was so bad.
Jeremy Renner being a goddamn hero.
Dude, yeah.
Like not rest in peace. Like not rest in peace. Thank goodness, right? Like fucking like say a prayer for this man. But like he pulled over, he stopped to help like a broken down car, right? And is now in like critical condition.
Oh, I thought he was like snow plowing his neighbor's yards or something like that. So
that's not the article I read. Yeah, I read he was helping out a and a vehicle on the side of the road. Struggle to look this up while I'm looking this
but
up.
what came out during Halo that?
Well, I was just gonna say, like, how ironic, like the least superhero of the Avengers is like the most superhero in real life. Like, that's fucking awesome.
Well, we'll just see if Robert Downey Jr. decides to join Greenpeace or something, and then we'll have to reassess.
Okay, so
who's the most heroic.
Jeremy Renner suffered serious injuries while using a snow tractor to free a snowbound motorist on a private mountain road near Lake Tahoe.
Did you see the snow plow? It's the way it's made. He has to step out on the treads.
No, I haven't seen it.
And like ran over him, or?
Yeah, and then like it started moving forward, so that he's standing on the treads, and it's
shit, yeah.
So he left the keys in the snowmobile.
Well, he tried to get back in, and
okay,
and hit
or he just
brake,
didn't have the brake
he,
on,
he
or something.
He couldn't get to it.
Oh, okay, I guess the brake was off.
Treads.
That's how. You remember the guy Anton Yelchin from the Star Trek movies? He was Chekhov.
Yeah.
That's how he died. Like basically, the brakes on his car or his truck failed, and it rolled, and it like pinned him against a wall. That's how he died.
Shit.
So,
according to the New York Times, this snowplow was 7 tons. And it ran him over.
Yeah.
I guess it ran over him like really quickly, because if it like ran over him and it stayed on him, he would have been dead.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was an Austin Powers type situation. But anyway, just Jeremy Renner, like, best of luck recovering. Like, what a fucking hero in my book.
And let's get a Hawkeye season 2.
Only if it would actually star fucking Hawkeye, because Hawkeye's
no
superhero.
No, like no ancillary characters who are just trying to get introduced for their own shows. But I think that Echo character is getting her own show.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm interested in that because there's another hero in the Marvel universe who's Native American called Red Wolf.
Because you think she's cute.
Well, mainly because.
So
hopefully,
maybe not.
It would be the perfect opportunity to introduce Red Wolf, but we'll see if Kevin Feige even knows who that is.
Why is it gotta be red?
That's just what they called him. Oh, maybe they won't introduce because of that. That might be, yeah. Well, they have Black Panther, but that could probably kill it before they even get off the ground.
Yeah, and then Iron Man. He looked like Iron.
He's a man, so you can't call a man a man.
Do you look like a man? I don't know. He looks like a Ken doll.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe they won't introduce.
All right. Maybe we'll just wrap this episode up now.
Yeah.
Jeremy, thanks. You're the best. Batman 1966. If you haven't seen it, go fucking watch it.
Well, let us know if you can find it anywhere else on any other streaming services, because it's not on Tubi anymore, and that's like the only reason.
HBO Max says you can watch it now with a subscription.
You can watch 66 Batman.
Batman 1966.
Nice.
The film, not the series.
Oh,
sorry, I should specify. Dude, 120 episodes. Dude, what the fuck?
Well, most of those episodes are two-parters.
How? I want Batman. I want 2 half-hour episodes of Batman in my living room once a week, if not every night.
That's
sometime in before 2030.
Because part 1 would be on Wednesdays and part 2 would be on Thursdays.
God,
every week.
Do you remember the shark pellet and him just running around the bat?
Well, that was from the movie.
I know it's from the movie, but like that's all I remember. I've seen the TV episodes, but I only remember the movie.
The show is even goofier, or just as goofy.
Oh, it's so campy, dude. That's what I was telling you about that with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Was that Batman and Robin? Right? Like, no. As much as great as Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy was, and as great as the Batman is with Robert Pattinson, thanks to Weekly Planet for that name. I wouldn't mind seeing some fucking camp, right? Like Ben Affleck's amazing. Levity, don't do it to him, right? But let's get some fucking camp. Let's get a campy Batman. Like, I think that would be fucking fun.
It's like it's interesting because like I think Matt Reeves' The Batman sequel is probably the only superhero thing I'm actually have any interest or excitement for that's coming out, regardless of DC and Marvel.
Wait,
there's really nothing. There's like nothing coming out like that DC and Marvel is doing that I'm really excited for, because like Ant-Man 3 Don't care. What else? What else? I don't even know what else Marvel is doing next year.
Wait.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3, maybe. I guess. Maybe. I didn't like the last one, and I don't know. Like James
thought
Gunn's
the last
stuff.
one was fine. You liked the last one. It just wasn't great.
Yeah, it was just forgettable. I mean, it was like fun. It was like Iron Man 2. It was like fun to watch in the theater, but like on rewatching is just like
You never
and then what else is coming out? I think by Marvel.
There's a new
Secret Invasion.
No. There's like one more movie coming out after Guardians 3. Oh, the Marvels, I think. Yeah,
the Marvels. Yeah.
So there's like, and like I think DC. Fantastic. I don't know what I think they're doing. Captain Marvel, not Captain Marvel 2, but Shazam 2. Although Shazam is
Shazam 2.
So I don't really. I mean, I like the first one fine, but just like I saw the trailer, I'm just like so like there's just like nothing I'm really looking forward to. Guys, superhero wise.
You want to talk about the next episode? We're not going to talk about it now because we're wrapping this episode up, and this is going to be a whole topic for another episode. But like, I want to ask you guys and listeners. I'm going to go ahead and review this now, so you guys can tweet in and let us know. Like, am I a piece of shit? Am I the asshole here? Like, my favorite Star Wars movie is Rise of the Skywalker, and I really, really fucking love Black Adam. Like, is my taste in movies just fucking awful?
Well, I think
I like Black Adam.
I think I'm going to enjoy Black Adam.
Black Adam.
I'm going to enjoy Black Adam the same way I enjoyed Venom. Just like my expectations are going to be so low that when I watch it, it's not going to be as bad as it was described to me. So I think when I finally watch Black Adam, actually I think I started watching the first few minutes and I couldn't get into it. So I think I'm going to get another chance later on down the line. But I don't know. I really like Pierce Brosnan. I really like Dr.
Dude,
Fate.
he was so good as Dr. Fate. Yes.
But didn't he die anyway? So they killed off the best part of the movie.
Because he's Pierce Brosnan in a DC movie. He's not going to play more than he's not going to be a recurring character.
I mean, if they like Pierce Brosnan in a solo Dr. Fate movie, I would like watch that on opening day. Because Dr. Fate is basically Doctor Strange in the DC universe, but he's like
cooler.
He's like he has a way cooler costume, and I think. Not better villains, but I know he only has like Wotan and like a few others, but enough to where they can make a good movie out of him. So,
and for you to make a good script.
And Hawkman, I really like Hawkman too, that character, but I don't know how he was in the movie. So, we'll just see.
You keep those expectations nice and low, buddy.
Okay, so like Hawkman was not the standout, I guess.
Yeah,
all right.
All I'm saying is just you are the man in black.
James Gunn, let's make up Dr. Fate movie with Pierce Brosnan, since you have the keys to the key. It's so weird. Like I don't think he knows what they're going to do, because I think I read today because they're not going to do a full reboot because Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot, and I guess Robert Pattinson are still going to be in sequels.
So
I guess he probably wants to keep
Henry Cavill.
He probably wants to keep Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, but he fired Henry Cavill, even though everyone really liked him as Superman. So it's like, I don't think even he knows what they're going to do, because he can't do a full reboot, and he can't, a partial reboot's going to be confusing. So,
but a partial reboot would be completely DC. Like when they did the New 52. They kept old Batman continuity in canon, and then they just redid everyone else. So it was like super fucking weird. Now I like to think Warner Brothers executives are smarter than that.
Well, and don't forget
you can't knock it out.
Before he even got the job, there were already movies in post-production, like the Flash movie and the new Aquaman movie.
The Batgirl movie. The Batgirl movie that was like
destroyed.
Finished. Yeah,
they destroyed all evidence.
Canned for tax credits.
Yeah. So.
Also, can we talk about just 2-second rant here? How much fucking bullshit that is. Like a public company can just like spend like millions and millions of dollars and then just like, we don't want to show this to the public, and then we're gonna write it off on their taxes. Like, no, bro, that's a bad business venture. You fucking take that L and you pay your fucking taxes for this great American country. Like, that's such bullshit.
I think Brendan Fraser was going to be in that movie as Firefly, and it was like, that was going to be his comeback role. Now he'd been the Whale.
Now he's the Whale.
Well, there's actually not Batman villain, but there's a DC villain called Tobias Whale, so maybe you can play that character.
Look, you want to get me excited in the next Batman movie? Mm-hmm. You bring on the Condiment King.
That character isn't even like a real Batman villain. He was on the cartoon, so it doesn't really count. I mean, Harley Quinn.
Oh, so Harley Quinn was. Thank you. Yeah, Harley Quinn was
She's in the comics. I don't think Connie McKing's in the comics, but
no. But Harley Quinn was created in the animated series.
Okay, we can have Connie McKing. I would. Wouldn't you rather see Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
Why can't we have them all? No, I want to see a fantastic, talented actor take the Condiment King to the next fucking level.
Bill Hader.
Bill fucking Hader. Yes, please.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I've heard rumors that Hush is gonna be the bad guy in the next Reeves movie.
Hush. On those rumors. Also, but isn't like Hush? I don't know. Is Hush overplayed or is no?
Hush is like
overplayed because everyone who's not fucking listening to this podcast has no idea who Hush is. So yeah, that's not Hush. Hush is not overplayed at all.
He's not real. I mean, he's only interested in that one story when it's sort of like it's a whodunit. We don't know who Hush is, but once we found out who Hush is, like his whole what made him interesting is gone out the window now.
Exactly, an HBO series, right? Where so yes, 100% what you're saying, and I liked how DC Animated Universe, when they did the Hush movie, they changed it. It wasn't Samuel Elliott or whatever his name was. It was
they made it Riddler, didn't they? I was like,
they made the Riddler,
bastards.
So awful, gross. But also as a comic book reader, I appreciate you changing the ending to keep it fresh and new for me. However, like if you're gonna make it a movie, you gotta do a good fucking job.
Well, in the comic, Riddler is sort of the mastermind, but he's working with Hush. He's not Hush himself.
Dude, just did Batman Eternal. Game over. Oh, but what? Oh, back what I was saying. Do Hush as an HBO Max series, right? Like, because Hush is drawn out over like a year, right? And like it's a who's who of Batman's Rose Gallery, right? So like it would be so fantastic to have these amazing actors come in for one episode. I need you phenomenal actress to play, Poison Ivy, and for you to play Bane, and for you, like, just it would be so great. And it's
Bane wasn't in Hush.
Why not?
I don't think Bane was in Hush.
Bane can be in Hush now.
I guess so. Bane can be Hush.
Bane could be Hush. Why not?
Yeah. Since they made Riddler Hush, you just make anyone Hush. So, I don't know. Well, they're doing the Penguin series with Colin Farrell on HBO Max. I know that's gonna be.
Sorry, I gotta be hopping off.
We gotta get off anyway.
That's gonna be like a midquel between the Batman and the Batman 2. So, I don't know. I'm not really excited if they do Hush. I mean, I think most people want to see Court of Owls anyway. They want to see a villain that hasn't been on screen before.
Court of Owls would be good.
But I mean, I'd be down for like a new Mr. Freeze because it's been like 25 years since Batman and Robin came out. So I'd be down for like a new Mr. Freeze because they already did a better Bane than they did in that movie with Dark Knight Rises. So I'd be down for like a new Poison Ivy, Mr. Freeze, or not Joker though. Anyone but Joker.
Anyone but Joker. Give it 10 years. Let's bring it all back. The same with this podcast. Thanks so much, guys. I know we were on hiatus in December. Bert, it was cold. What a wonderful month to spend with our family and friends, nerds and dorks, geeks, jocks alike. We appreciate it all. We appreciate you guys, our family, listening. We appreciate it so much. Like I was talking about earlier, you could tweet us at Zealot Podcast on Twitter. You can look up Zealot Zeitgeist or Zeitgeist Zealots if you want to. I don't know how the search algorithm works. You probably do both ways.
Zealots.
Zealot Podcast if you want to add us out for sure. Thanks so much for listening, guys. We appreciate it.
I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
And I'm Robbie.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys. Happy New Year.